Imagine waking up with the rising sun of the Aztecs, living in the Aztec Empire, and the first thing that you do in the morning is to walk to the market. Then you smell all the flavor, all the species, all the beautiful tastes of the food of the Aztecs, the food of the old Tenochtitlan. One food that has prevailed until today is Chilaquiles. Chilaquiles, its name is derived from the Nahuatl, that is Chilaquitl, which means chili and greens. It has a strong heritage from the idea of not wasting any food. So they use the old tortillas, they chop it into small pieces and fry it until it gives a tasty flavor. So after that they add chili, which was abundant through all the region. After they add meat, beans to get a beautiful flavor. Once the Spaniards arrived in Mexico, then Tenochtitlan, they had to change the food. The culinary landscape has to evolve. Chilaquiles had to adapt the changes of the new world. So they add cheese, onion, and this dish get better in the regions that has to evolve. Some areas like the chilaquiles with red sauce and others with green sauce. So moving forward in time, chilaquiles have become the main breakfast of the Mexican cuisine. Even if they are not eaten every day, it is really representative. It is known that Mexicans really like it, so even in other parts of the world, they know that we eat them a lot. Every time you get a bite of history. You made a connection with the Aztec, with the rising sun, and all the will of our antecedents. So it is simple, delicious. So from now on, every time you took a bite from chilaquiles, took your time to remember to think of the heritage of Mexicans. Chilaquiles have a strong connection with the history of changes of our culture. So now, this strong connection has to be with you.
Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to whip up some delicious chilaquiles. If you never had chilaquiles before, well, you're in for a treat. Chilaquiles are a traditional Mexican dish that are perfect for breakfast, brunch, or any time of the day really, if you feel like it. So let's get cracking. For this recipe, we're going to need the next ingredients. Very easy to find, very cheap also. We got everything we need right here. 1 big onion, 2 chili serranos, queso fresco, 3 tomatoes, cilantro, eggs, cream, and tortillas. First, we need to cut the tortilla into triangles, just like this. Be careful though, I'm gonna get hurt here. A little advice from the part that you can put your fingers this way in order to prevent cutting our fingers off. In the worst case, you will cut the tip of your nail, but it won't hurt a lot. Next, we have to cut the onion in 4 pieces. Just like this. Sorry. Just like that. It doesn't matter if you do it perfectly or not. We're going to correct it later. And also, last but not least, the chili serranos. Exactly the same, just in half. And retire the seeds and the vein. You don't want your salsa to be that spicy. Don't cut the chili serranos in half and retire the veins. And we're ready to go.
Okay, now we are going to fry or pre-cut tortillas to fry them up, and they have totopos crisp and delicious. Now we're gonna preheat the pan in a medium heat. Now when you preheat the pan, we're going to take a generous amount of oil and pour it into the pan. Now you let it heat before you place your tortillas in it to fry them. Now that we have our oil heating up, we take our pre-cut tortillas and start pouring them with an utensil or with your hands, but remember to clean them first. You start taking it into the pan and you wait until they come to a brownish color and they are crispy and harder than a tortilla. You keep moving them so they don't get stick to each other as well. Okay, I think it's the right amount of tortillas to have in one pan. You can keep, when they are ready, you can take them out and then we cook the other ones. Now, after about 5 minutes, all the tortillas have turned into totopos. Take a look. Now you take the salt and you add a pinch of salt to add some flavor. Now, as they are ready to take out, you take your spotted spoon and start fishing them out of the pan and take them to a plate with a paper towel so they don't get soggy and the oil keeps in the paper towel and they're just the purpose you need.
Okay, so now it's time to make the sauce. In Chilaquiles there's a lot of variations, there's salsa roja, salsa verde, mole, and any other types. But today we are going to be doing salsa roja. So the first step is to turn on our stove. We are going to place it on a medium to high heat. And after that we're going to add a little bit of oil. I'm using stove to spread evenly. You have to be careful with the heat. And now we're going to add first the tomatoes. We're going to use only half an onion. And we're going to add the chile serrano. Be careful with what you touch after touching the chiles. We're gonna leave it in there and we are only going to rotate the ingredients occasionally so the skin is burned evenly. And this process is called tatemado. So now that the vegetables are ready, we're going to turn on the stove. And the next step is to pass into a blender. We're going to take off the tomatoes carefully with the help of a fork and a spatula. Remember, these are extremely hot, so don't touch them. This is what we want to achieve. This is the tatemado. Now the vegetables are soft and ready to blend. And also the flavors potentiate a lot with this process. I will only add one chili because I don't want it to be too spicy. So this is for now, but if I need some more spiciness, I'm gonna add another one. These chilies are extremely hot, so you gotta be careful with that too. Now, the other things I need to add for the sauce, it's some cilantro. We're going to just a bit. I'm gonna add it. This adds a lot of natural flavor, and the sauce gets delicious with this one. Only a little more. And also, I'll add a little bit of water, just a little bit, because the tomatoes already contain a lot of water, so it's not necessary to add a lot. You have to be careful with the quantity of water. And it's also to be difficult to blend the onion with the tomatoes and all the ingredients. So this smoothens the whole process. We're gonna add also a little of salt and pepper. And now it is all ready to blend. And now it's time to blend. Some other people tend to use molcajetes or other artifacts as the ancient Aztecs used to do. But now we're going to use a blender, so it's easy. And it's an artifact we all have at home. So now we are going to blend it, but remember not to put it on a high level, so it's and now that it has this consistency, I'm going to take off the lid of the blender. And with a spoon we are going to taste a little of it. If you need some more spiciness or some other ingredient, we just have to add it. Or a thing like this is perfect for now.
Okay, now with the most important part, chilaquiles can be prepared with chicken, with beef, and with other kinds of meats or proteins. But in this case, we're going to do eggs. Now for eggs, it is really important to have a pan preheated and with some oil so the egg won't stick on the pan. Firstly, we're going to take our egg with our saucepan preheated with some oil and break the egg carefully so it won't spill all over the place. And then we're going to split it up above the saucepan. Then we take out rid of the egg. We get on hands because I got some egg on my hands. And then we wait for the egg to be ready to be ready. Now we're doing the fried egg because it's the most common way to do it. But if you like it, you can do boiled eggs or scrambled eggs, but I really like to do fried egg. Now we wait until the lower part of the egg is brownish and ready to turn over. But if you like your egg yolk soft and yellow, you can leave it that way and wait for cook a little bit more. This is how it looks right now. It looks like this because it has a little too much of oil, because I'm using the oil where I use the on the top of the step. And now I'm going to turn over the egg. Now it's almost ready. And after you cook your egg, you can place it on a plate with a paper towel, so it's not as soggy and oily. And you can get your fried egg without too much oil on it. Here. It's perfect.
Finally, we will need to assemble all the ingredients to complete our recipe. First, you have to take a spoon of a generous portion of the totopos and put it on a plate. After that, you have to add the salsa. Alright. Make sure to mix it very well so the crispy tortillas gets involved with the flavorful salsa. After we're done mixing the tortillas and the salsa, we have to add our fried egg on the center of the chilaquiles. Look at that. Delicious. Beautiful. Then we have to cut a little piece of queso fresco and add it to the chilaquiles. A good portion, perfect portion. Look at that, it's beautiful for all the cheese lovers. Then, after that, we have to take a little bit of cilantro and chop it to add it to the chilaquiles. Look at that. It adds a beautiful color to it and freshness. Then, last but not least, we have to add a little bit of onion. For that final touch. Not just that, we'll have to put a little bit of sour cream. You know, that extra flavor.
Alright guys, that will be it. Come on, let's dig in.
Hey! Thank you guys for joining us today. We hope you enjoy the recipe, and please give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe to see more videos and never miss some recipes like this. So please keep it up, keep cooking, and keep smiling.